The new Gen 3 308 Pmag. We're going to take a look at some of the features of these mags, and of course they hold up to Magpul quality, which Pmag stands for polymer magazine. And these are replacing a lot of the Armalite and DPMS and other steel magazines that are out there on the market, which the price really reflects a big difference. But you're not losing any reliability with the Pmag, and that's no surprise because Pmags are just excellent. They've proven themselves over the past few years. This is the 20LR, which stands for long range, and the SR is after the SR-25 pattern rifle. And one of the things that you need to know about these rifles is the AR-10A will take the Pmags. The AR-10B will not. And many rifles during the assault weapons ban were converted to use the old M14 magazines, and that's because the standard 20-round magazines were just not available commercially because they were no longer being produced. And you can go to the Magpul website, and I'm going to have a link to it. It's under their specs of the different rifles that do not allow for these type magazines. This replaced the Mag 243, which was the original Pmag that was for 308. And this was really an upgrade to the new Gen 3 style. Here we have a standard Gen 3 Pmag that's in 5.56, and it just has all the same features. And one of the big things, though, that was an improvement is the construction of the material, the followers themselves, and then right here along the back with all these ribs and the front, because this is where you grab the mag. It does come with the dust cover, and on the old Gen 2 mags you could actually attach a dust cover to the bottom, but the Gen 3s do not allow that. And part of the reason is because they extended the floor plate a little bit so you could have a little lip to be able to pull this out of pouches. Now, one of the big benefits of a Pmag is that it's coming in at 5.7 ounces, which is about half the weight of your standard Armalite mag. So that really makes a big difference, especially since 308 weighs considerably more than your 5.56. And so you're really wanting to get that weight down. It comes with an improved anti-tilt follower, and if you'll notice when I push down, it stays level in the magazine even though I'm pushing on the very front of the follower. And this is going to allow for consistent feeding, which is really important. And here we have some 308 placed in here, just a little HPR that I've been shooting. Now here we have a 20-round Gen 3 in 5.56, and you can see immediately that there is a considerable difference in thickness, but also in length, and also the width. And of course this is to suit the 308 versus the 5.56. This is the 20-rounder. They also make a 25-rounder. I don't have one here, but they are just a touch longer than the 30-round Pmag, so they're not really that much bigger. And you're really only losing 5 rounds. And then there's also the 10-rounder. But one of the things especially that's appealing about the Pmag, beside the fact that it functions well, that it has a self-lubricating follower, that it has a curve in here to make for reliable feeding, these magazines are only about $19.95, and that's full retail. I see them a lot for about $18.95 a piece. So that's really considerably less than the $44 retail on the DPMS website or on the Armalite website, which though most of those now, they're pricing those down to about the $30, $35 range because of the Pmag, because the prices come down. So the demand on those magazines are not anywhere near what they were before. So really Pmag's doing a great service by offering just such an inexpensive mag that has such high quality. But one of the things too about the dust cover is not only does it keep dust and debris out of your magazine, but it also protects your feed lips, especially once you have this full, whether it's 20, 25 rounds or even the 10 rounds, and you drop this, there are chances where you could actually crack the feed lips. And the feed lips come up kind of thin right here, which is typical and it needs to be that way. But this just gives you a little added protection. But also you can take the dust cover to press right here on the magazine and then push back. And what that'll do is release the magazine floor plate. Now, you're going to want to be careful because it's under spring tension, obviously. Here you can see the design of the follower, and again, it is anti-tilt, it is self-lubricating. This is a really high quality stainless steel spring to keep down corrosion. And you can see even here with this latch plate is that it actually has 2 ears, and it's going to also aid in keeping this spring at the right tension. Once you push it into place and get it depressed, snap it right into place. This is actually a Gen 2 20-round magazine Magpul mag, and here it's Even though it has a little bit of resistance, the Gen 3 has considerably more resistance on the base itself. And of course you have this pattern here that makes it really nice. It also has this dot matrix, which allows you to identify your mags, whether it's a personal identification for you or if you want to identify each and every mag. If you start having any kind of issues, you'll know what mags have what ammo in. So that's just a neat feature. Right here we have the 7.62 by 5.1 in a shell, and that way you're not going to get it confused. But to be honest with you, I don't know how in the world you would get this confused with one of these. Now these magazines are up to military spec, and one of the things about this magazine is that the service life of the magazine equals the steel magazines. And each magazine is equal to the barrel life of your rifle. So if you have, let's say, 6 magazines, you're really way ahead of the game. And of course it will accommodate the 7.62 by 5.1 NATO or the 308 Winchester. The 25 round magazine will have a window, and they run a little more. I think on the website they're $22.95. I don't know if you can get those at other places for a little cheaper. Typically you can. The 10 round magazines run $18.95. These magazines really, because they're so reasonable, make owning an AR-10 or whatever rifle you have in 308 a lot more appealing. Because it does keep the weight down and it keeps the price down. Now as far as reliability, we were shooting the new Wyndham Weaponry SRC carbine in 308. And we shot about 100 rounds the other day, had no issues. And that's no surprise for Magpul because they're just excellent. And also I did a review on this, and of course I'll have it linked right here, the initial review of the Wyndham Weaponry 308. Excellent rifle. And of course, here's a look at the packaging. It's just in plastic, and all the information's on here. Pmag 20, LR, SR, Gen 3. One of the things Magpul is good at is innovation, and I think they've really done a great job here with the Pmag in 308. So the Pmag 20, LR, SR, Gen 3 in 308, Magpul, thumbs up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. A nice AR-10 rifle in 7.51. This is the 20 LR, which means long rifle.